if you have programmed your subconscious, you can pick everything what is relevant for you and ignore everything else. That is the magic of if you operate from your subconscious, and if you have clarity and focus, you can pick the relevant data or anything relevant to your vision and goals and ignore everything else. Because then, only then, you have clarity and you have focus. And these are the two things we need in today's world. Yeah. So this being said, I just wanted to, like I said, to pick up on the things happening the last week, and this caused a lot of anxiety and uncertainty. And like I said, even I lost 30 or 40% of my stock portfolio value, but that's okay. I know this will get back over time to the level it was before, or even more, right? But or tariffs or all the things happening right now. I just wanted to tell you guys, the world is not crashing down on us. It's always has been things happening fast. I think at the moment is with the post-pandemic and the AI and all the things going on in the world is a little bit too much. Yeah, that's why it feels like the world is spinning faster than ever before. But it was all era had their fast spinning cycles, and we are just now. It happens we are in a crazy cycle of AI. Yeah, so transition from your conscious mind to your subconscious and operate from there. And that's the easiest and the fastest way I know is writing down your vision and goals. Read them every day. This will program your subconscious with the information you want, and then you don't need to make conscious decisions all the time. This will be on depending too much on your daily mood or on your daily state. Yeah, it's much healthier to make decisions from your subconscious mind and not react, but act, not react through all the things happening to you. Yeah. Okay. So now we are. I just want to say a little bit. Introduce myself a little bit. My name is Tarkan Salar. I'm an entrepreneur since I'm 18 years old. Now I'm 48, so I'm doing this entrepreneur thing since 28 years, quite long. And in Bali, I crushed sometimes in my midlife crisis. This was around the pandemic. I really crushed. I lost my business and lost a little bit also my purpose. I didn't know how I want to continue from here. I knew I had to significantly upgrade myself. And throughout the pandemic until today, I dive really deep into self-development. And this is around 12,000 hours. And this compounded with my entrepreneurial experience. And now I can see things faster, more clearer, and I have a clear vision and goals, how I want to be, where I want to go, why I want to go there. And one part was impacting 500 million people on my journey. And every interaction like this is one opportunity for me to impact people's lives. And why I do the aha moment calls
Recording
is
stopped.
This is basically the fastest way to impact people. Yeah, that's the fastest way. Just 1 second, guys. I see so many notifications here. So
Recording in progress.
That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. And aha moment, I figured out that is my superpower. And in personal branding, it's the best thing. You focus only on your superpower, and that's what I'm doing. Yeah. So and the superpower is comes together from experience, self-development, and a part which is I could always connect the dot faster since I'm a child. I could do that, so it's a little bit what I already always had in me, self-development plus experience. So that's why I can do it. That's nothing magical. It's just my superpower, which I'm going to use to help you guys to get your breakthrough. So, and I built eight-figure businesses. I worked with the top brands in the world like Louis Vuitton, Diesel, H&M, Zara. I invented two world first invention in denim. So my mind always kind of think in blue ocean, like in out of the box strategies, and that's what I'm doing, what I did for a really long time. And coaching, I'm not a coach per se. I just figured I want to impact people's lives, and I see often the coaching is a little bit too complex and there is always some missing parts, and I didn't want that, so that's why I'm doing it my way, and I hope this can give you some value, guys. So let's get started with the first aha moment. So who wants to be the first one? Give me your biggest problem, and then I will try to solve it for you guys. Just speak up, and then we go from there. Yeah?
Hello, can I speak?
Yeah, sure. Please go
Yeah,
ahead.
my name is Abid. I'm
Yeah,
from India and currently in
yeah.
Dubai. So I have a manufacturing unit in India. So I
Okay.
manufacture pet products and equestrian products and
What
some,
product? Sorry.
yeah, it's pet products like dog products, dog and cat.
Okay, pet products. Yeah. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So I manufacture and supply all over the world. So now I moved to Dubai
Yeah.
and my business is still in India. And I want to manage my business from here. I often go to India, but I want to manage my business without being there, just
Mm-hmm.
remotely. Currently, I have some challenges managing the team. And yeah, that's the biggest challenge, managing the team. And the process also gets stuck sometimes, like, raw material and all that stuff. So the biggest issue is the management. How do I manage being here,
Mm-hmm.
living here, managing my company in India?
Mm-hmm. So, and that is your biggest challenge. How many people you have working for you in India? Hello? Hello? I think your connection is not good. Hello?
Hello. Yeah, sorry, I just lost it. Maybe
Yeah, yeah. So
just a second. Okay, I'll just be here. Right.
so how many people work for you in India?
Well, almost 200.
Almost 200.
Yes.
And do you have some kind of general manager there or
Yes, I do have a general manager, HR manager, production manager,
okay?
and merchandisers.
And,
Yeah.
and what's the challenge with them? What's the if you have to boil it down to one challenge, to name one challenge, what is the thing which makes you feel stuck in this situation?
Yeah, so the challenge is basically the team is not, working together rather than they are quite, there's, yeah, so they are, separated, kind of,
Mm-hmm.
they are not in a cohesive way rather than, like competing each other, you can say some of
Yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So because of that, some of the process get missed. For example, in manufacturing, if you miss any raw material,
yeah,
eh, then what will happen that you won't be able to produce in time.
yeah,
So you won't be able to produce in time,
yeah.
and you can't deliver in time, and you will have a lot of problem.
Yeah, yeah,
So
I know, I know. I had a factory in China myself, and I know that that's the problem. So, and that brings me to the next thing. I think it's very difficult to manage a production from remotely. It's very challenging and very difficult, and specifically if it's like nothing, if you have a product like Tabasco or Red Bull, you have one product, they do it, so you have to manage just the infrastructure. But what you're having is probably different raw materials, same like in fashion with fabrics, accessories, etc. And for that, I think you have to have a schedule where you frequently have to go back and forth until you put the processes in place. What is a cool way to do it is, whenever a problem occurs, right? You have to structure the problem, record it, and then put it in a file until, because mostly the problem with this occurring is mostly the same, right? So what will happen over time, you have a library of all the problems which already happened at some point, at some time, where other people can look up and see what was the problem, and then they can at least come closer to the solution. That's the best way I know. Every single problem, put the people together in a call, and then go through the problem, record it, put it in the file, so everyone knows. Okay, if that problem occurs, I have something where to look up, where I can look it up, and then they have the similar structure. Do this for 6 to 12 months, and I guarantee you have 80% of the problems which is happening is recurring, and then you have a system, at least a system, so which is less emotional. You have more of a system where you can tap into, and the people know what to do, so they don't feel lost. And people, when they feel lost or not, they don't have enough clarity, then they get anxiety, angry, jealous, and all that type of negative feeling is compounding.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So that's why that's how I would do it. Yeah. So I would record, capture all the problems every time, put the managers together in a call or physically if you're there. And until that is done for the next 6 to 12 months, I would go at least once a month to the production and only focus on capturing the problem, structuring it, putting it into a file, so people have a structure which they can use when it occurs again.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And one more thing, like, how do you bring people together so that they work as a cohesive unit? They focus more on the vision, the goal, rather than you know, in the small issues, their ego, they get
Yeah,
rid of.
yeah. How you bring them together is you need to stop thinking about your company. It sounds paradox. You have to stop thinking about your company and about you and about what they can do for you. Start thinking what you can do for them. Everyone tells you that it's easier said than done. But what I would do is, for instance, when people onboard in my company, everyone gets my book, This Can't Stop Me, and then they write down their vision and goals in that book for themselves, right? So what happened is they have their own vision and goals, and by doing this process, I emotionally connect them to my company. I have people, they go, some of them left, they came back because they felt anywhere the same connection, emotional connection to the company, like in my company. And I didn't tell them and try them to unify them under my vision, because that's not how it works. We wish it would work like that, but it doesn't, right? So it works like you let them dream about, or write down their own vision and goals. What happens is then, if they share it, if you want to go one step further, you let them come together once a week in 10, in smaller groups, not like 50, 100, 200, 10 or 20 people maximum, and then share their progress. But you enhance that, you initiate that, right? So what happens is they feel heard, they will feel more responsibility for their own life, and they will show up more productive, more responsible, and most importantly, more emotionally connected to you by default, to you and to your company. So in some companies, they have in a document vision boards, so everyone can post their own vision and goals, or their vision boards. That's one way. My way is like, I give them my book and onboarding, they write their vision and goals, and then they read them every day, and then share it with their coworker. And what happened is, some of the coworker, some of the people who's actually doing it more than the others, they progress so much faster than the other ones. The other ones wants to do that as well. It's super cool. It's basically, you let them do their own mastery by just curating the stage.
Yeah.
It's very powerful. Not some stupid sale trainings and this. Nobody gives a shit. People care about themselves, not because they're bad people. This is how we are human. Our survival instinct is just like that. We wish we can unify them under our big vision, blah, 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 blah. I could tell you, do it the Google way, but you are not Google. You don't have the resources they have. You can't guarantee them lifetime salary for their children, blah, blah, blah. So this is just blah, blah, a lot of noise, what people say. Of course, everyone would wish have a company culture like that, right? But Google built it over years with a lot of effort, money, infrastructure. And the fastest way, and that's the craziest part, if you let people build their own vision and goals, that's the fastest way to get emotionally connected, productive people, which have the accountability to themselves, and not only blaming the company. Because if you hire someone, you hire all their problems and personal emotions with them, and they're humans. They're not always they don't always have the clarity to make a difference. Who is actually the one who is making the mistakes, and who should they blame or not? If they have a bad day, they come to work and then they blame the company, right? So that's give some form of document where they can write down their vision and goals, or buy my book. That's the best way, of course. and the other thing is, keep the problems in a library. Every single small problems, write it down, have it in a library where the people can visit, and you will see after 6 to 12 months, there will be, most problems will be done one time, and then your physical presence can be maybe every 3 months, every 4 months. That's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
No problem. So who's next?
Hey, yeah, I might go if that's all right.
Hey, Yosh, how are you?
Yeah, really good, thanks.
Perfect.
That was very, very interesting. My situation, in some ways, there's a little bit of overlap. It's a little bit similar, but also a bit different. But
Yeah.
basically, I'm from Australia originally, but I've been living in China for about 14 years.
Yeah.
And got a team over here, and what we do is basically helping companies overseas to source and develop products from China.
Yeah.
And for me, I guess what I've been able to develop and do differently. Sorry, I just had a call coming.
Yeah, no worries.
I've sort of been able to do differently than others is, I think, based on the fact that I've really made an effort to understand the culture in China and obviously speak the language fluently, really understand how business is done here. And obviously, over 14 years of doing this business, you learn a lot, a huge amount over that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think being uniquely able to understand the Western mindset and what the clients over there want and understand how business works in China and what the suppliers and factories here, the way they think and the way to really build relationships in both directions
Yeah.
and basically facilitate that business and put it together. Now, I've been doing it as basically being the only client-facing channel. So all the clients have been coming through me. Over
Mm-hmm.
14 years, it's been growing and growing and growing, but really limited based on the fact that, I can only take on so many clients
Yeah.
when I'm the one solving problems for them and dealing with them. So
Yeah.
basically in the last year, I've been working on scaling the business, set up a team over in Australia that are and growing a team over there.
Mm-hmm.
That can be client facing and deal with new clients. And basically the issue that I'm finding is the demand is really huge for this sort of for the service that I'm offering.
Mm-hmm.
And we, just trying to scale the business in line with the demand that we have,
Yeah.
especially, I mean, marketing, we haven't even started doing marketing and we've still got more than we can handle.
Yeah.
So the question, I guess, is, or the challenges that I'm finding is in regards to scaling the business,
Yeah.
I'm finding it hard to find really good people
Yeah.
that obviously that not only have the mindset for it and I think as Abid was saying, to sort of work together,
In
for the company
China or
rather
in
than
Australia?
what's that?
You mean the people in China or in Australia? Where is the difference?
In Australia particularly.
Yeah. Okay.
To try and find the right people that have that
Yeah.
motivation to work with the team, but also obviously they don't have that experience
Yeah.
that I've got running this business over 14
Yeah.
years. So to be able to train them to really understand the ins and outs and the important things, I'm finding it hard to do that. And part of I'm thinking about it now, and I'm thinking maybe it's easier to find people in China that I can manage and oversee that can do that job and be client facing. But my concern is, do I want to be training people in China that basically can do both sides of it? And then the concern is, are they going to get ideas and try and take clients away?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm struggling with at the moment
Yeah.
in regards to scaling.
Yeah, that concern is definitely real. Like I said, I had a factory in China, so that is something is real everywhere. Yeah, it's not only in China. So I had often, in my experience, the Chinese people are really hardworking and then loyal. But if you leave it a little bit open, an open door, then it could be a problem, right? So to your people in Australia is what we want. Let's say you have a magic stick, okay, and you want them to have three superpowers. What would it be? This be?
I guess what I want them to be able to do is I think one. Yeah, no, it's a good question.
See, if you don't have crystal clear clarity, so you can't look for that specific, because you have to be crystal clear to get that person. And if you are not crystal clear, you cannot look for the person you wanted to be. Because in Australia, there is a lot of there is Australian with Asian background, right? So you have
Yeah,
a lot of mix. So if I would be you, write down the three superpowers you want them to have.
yeah. I
In
think
Aus-
there's definitely a level of work ethic that I find that I've been able to grow in my team in China
yeah,
that I find is a little bit lacking in countries like Australia.
you have to measure
That
with
that
two.
work ethic is one for sure.
Yeah, you have to measure with two different measurement sticks. I think China.
What I find is in China, the staff that I've got and that I've been able to build, if there's something that needs to be done in the company, they'll just stay up until they won't stop until it's done.
Yeah,
Whereas in Australia, I find that when I'm hiring new staff, they'll be like, okay, it's 5 o'clock now, or I have something, and
yeah,
they'll just clock off.
yeah,
And if there's something that's left over, they might forget about it the next day, and
yeah,
it just gets,
yeah,
it doesn't get attended to.
yeah. This is different. This is just a cultural difference. So maybe you can do this exercise. So you write down the three superpowers you think they have in your Chinese team, right?
Mm,
And then you write down the three superpowers you want that your Australian team has supposed to have, right?
yeah.
And it's okay if they are a little bit different. If one or two overlapping, but the third one not, or only one is overlapping, is okay, because they're two different things, right? But
Yeah. Besides the work ethic, I'd say the next thing is really just the knowledge. For me, being able to transfer the knowledge that I have that has
yeah,
really made the business successful
yeah,
to the level that it is, to
yeah,
transfer that knowledge over to them, I think is a difficulty as well, because they just don't understand,
yeah.
what to say
What
to the client, what to do, how to solve problems in the way that I understand.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Because nobody can be you, right? So the
Mm.
only thing what you can do is what I do in my teams is I hire young people. Yeah. So, but I hire for character and train skills. I'm not interested in the skills.
Mm.
I'm only hiring the character. Are they having certain attributes what I'm looking for, right?
Yeah.
And then again, the onboarding, you need that emotional connection, and they won't connect with your company vision per se, yeah, unless it is Apple, then they might connect. But other than that, is very difficult, right? So you have to go a D route, is onboard them with some sort of emotional connection. You can also try give them a sign like you care about them as a person, and write down their vision and goals. Have a company platform where they can post their vision boards, where they want to go. So you get a sense where these people want to go, what they want in life, right? And
Mm.
so you have two or three different filters. I guarantee you, from where they are right now or what you're facing right now, your situation will probably improve 60 to 70%, because you have more clarity on both sides. You're treating Asia like Asia, Australia like Australia, right? And
Mm.
then even in China, do that in China too, because in China, self-development is basically
Mm.
since thousands of years, but Shaolin style and super discipline, and this is self-development, right? But now,
Mm.
so this is inherited in their culture. But now they understand only hard work can burn you out, and you are emotionally fucked up, right? So
Mm.
self-development is a big thing there too. So see yourself, see your company more as a self-development company, I guarantee you this will make a big shift. For instance, Toyota, the best manufacturer in the world, and if you want to learn manufacturing, you can learn it from the Japanese. Yeah, also in terms of quality, etc., etc. Speed, the Asians, the Chinese probably better, but in quality and in innovation, the Japanese are better, I would say. And the Japanese really good in planning and long term and detailed, etc. Let's say Uniqlo, they're really good in that, right? But they are really bad in flexibility and speed. So if I would go to Uniqlo, that's the first thing I would improve. Keep the quality, keep the like this super good prices for that level of quality, but make it faster. So for you, you just need to transition your company into a self-development company. And if you do that, let's say you allow them for 2 hours per week to come together and share that, or tell them, hey guys, in China or in Australia, 45 minutes to 1 hour every day, you learn something to enhance your goals, personal or in the company. Even in the work hours, I do that with my stuff. I say, hey, you guys need to learn about AI, the latest tools relevant to their work every day for 45 minutes. But I don't control if they learn something for them or something, right? But just to giving that sign, you show them you care about their progress. You don't care only about the money you're making or your company goals. That is that's what Google does. So they have once a week they can work on their own projects. I do that in my company too. And Mind Valley is a self-development company. They do that too. They do also this onboarding. They call it Life Book. They have this. They onboard the people in their teams in a weekend retreat where everyone writes down their vision and goals. So they get a sense where they're going. And there is a lot of data in LA. There was it's also one example in my book. In LA is a fashion company. They did the same progress in numbers. Within 1 year, that people with the more inspired mindset made $200 million more revenue. The same people, they didn't change anything. They didn't invest more in marketing, nothing. Just by having more inspiration. Yeah, and how you can fire up also inspiration, and this is actually a really cheat code. Yeah, so normally this is for you a big takeaway now. It called domino goals. Yeah, so let them write down. Plan for 1 year. Yeah, also help them with your team. 50% of the goals comes from you, and 50% of let them do it. Yeah, comes from them, and then you make it for 6 months or 12 months, right? After you do that, you say, yeah, now we do exercise. Everyone in any team in China or in Australia have 24 hours to find a way to make suggestions how to break a 12 months goal into 6 to 8 months. So you have a goal, a yearly goal for your company, right? Like for one annual goal. And then you tell them they have 24 hours time. You include everybody and let them come up with a solution for within 24 hours how to break down the goals faster within to 8 months or 6 months.
Yeah, and that's great. I love it.
Yeah, you know who's doing that?
Who?
That is the cheat code from Elon Musk.
Okay.
He go let them, because that comes from them, right? So 50% of the goals comes from you, 50% from them, and then you ask them if they can come. You're not saying you have to. You ask them, hey guys, is there any ways we can make these goals happening faster? Just
Mm.
ask them. And then
Mm.
they basically come up by themselves, because you are not every day on every process. So they might see things you don't see, right? So you
And the goals that they come up with, is that also in regards to the company?
yes,
Or yeah.
yes, in the company, in the like you have a company goal, annual goal, 12 months,
Yeah.
right? So you
Yeah.
ask, or like 6 months, I don't know how you plan, but whatever goal you have, ask them if they can break it down, that is happening two or 3 or 4 months, depends on how faster. What, and I guarantee you, you can speed up your processes, and you speed up your goals with that progress, and they feel included because they worked with you on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
super cool. In general, I only focus on domino goals. Only that, like I have 2, 4, 5 goals. I only focus on them. Yeah, on nothing else, because I know when I kick the domino goals, everything else will happening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
yeah, sure, no worries. So you have this helped you? You answered your question?
Yeah, yeah, I think it helps a lot. I feel like having the staff feel more involved, I think will make a big difference. And I really like the idea of the whole self-development, because I think that mentality is something that's rare, and I think it can make a huge difference. I also really like what you said to a bit about writing down mistakes that happen and making a list, because I think that's a way, because obviously in terms of
Super cool.
transferring knowledge,
Yeah,
it's probably the easiest way when things go wrong, to make that list, because the same things are going to come up,
every time.
and to be able to have everyone see that, I think that's something that can make a big difference
Yeah,
too.
and you put it on, I don't know, whatever you use, they can find it. And the cool thing is, you take the anxiety away. They know, okay, if there is
Mm.
something, I know what to find. Someone did it, and then they don't feel like a failure. Someone that mistake before, we can learn.
Mm.
So you enhance more this learning culture, not by blaming.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Fantastic.
that,
Thank you.
yeah, no worries. Who's the next guys? No one want to speak up?
Hello.
Yes. Hi.
Hi, it's Angelica here. Sorry, I'm
Hi.
not in person, the camera where I am. I cannot be at this time. So,
No, no worries. No worries, Angelica.
uh, yeah, I like everything I hear so far, because it's always somehow usable in the business. What I have, it's uh, I have for the last 18 years a construction
Yeah.
company
Yeah.
that we do like with partnership. We do like retail, but also wholesale. A lot of mostly focus on wholesale partnership with the builders and contractors and
Okay.
designers, offering whatever is a stone part. So the business I have offer not just the service, but we also fabricate and install.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the product and the service. For several years, because my journey started previously, like working for a company that then offer um, me and my partner and some partnership with them, open new location. That's why we moved from Massachusetts to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, long story short, I'm originally from Brazil, but have been living in USA for the last 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so when we started with a lot of like a customer service focus.
Mm-hmm.
What made a big difference when we arrived here, because we noticed that wasn't much there for
Mm-hmm.
our competitors. So we got good piece of the market, offering difference on customer service, even if we have the product. The focus was always on customer service.
Okay.
And I always believe, like, kind of like you say, invest in the people, because I
Yes.
say I cannot build anything alone if I don't have a good team. If the
Yes.
people I have don't believe in what they're doing,
Yes.
I'm going nowhere.
Yeah, correct.
And I have been like always focused on that. Had some hard time little before COVID, around COVID, because of the situation of the COVID, lost a lot of good people in the team, people
Mm-hmm.
that have been like 10 years, 13 years with us,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
having to move or relocate. But anyways, and that impact not just the COVID itself, even if US decided that construction was considered basic, so we didn't close.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, from then on, with the direction the world is taking,
Yeah.
it's of course affecting us.
Yeah.
And I'm a small company. I consider a small company, like medium on the proportion of the volume we have,
Yeah.
but it's small on a team.
Yeah.
My biggest team was 42
Yeah.
people, little before COVID, 2019.
Okay.
But now I'm shortened to
Okay.
26. And the focus, like I say, was on people, customer service. We grew and we are very steady, even during couple crises of the house market, like 2009, 2011,
Mm-hmm.
and even recently around COVID. But we were able to be steady in our sales.
Mm-hmm.
We few years ago thought about like increasing, but then of course we find a lot of things that was not cooperating with our growth. And the, like I say, the mostly our focus was in wholesales and
Mm-hmm.
build a relationship with our clients
Okay.
and in customer service. So we really try to give our clients the idea, hey, we are your partners. We're here to offer the service, but not just like any company you can hire. We really try to approach them into a partnership.
You're selling the raw
Uh,
material, is that correct?
uh, well, we fabricate that.
Okay.
So we buy from suppliers. In some moment, we try to stock, but we realized it was money sitting in the backyard.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it wasn't worth it. We still have a small stock,
Mm-hmm.
but we buy from suppliers
Okay.
the raw
Yeah.
material and we fabricate it, like we
Okay.
customize. If people need the
What
countertops, walls,
what is what Angelica, let me ask, what is your, when you would say my company's superpower is one word, what is it?
I will say the customer service and the team I have, because I receive a lot of compliments on that.
Okay. Customer service and specifically in your industry is important. How important is pricing? I mean, like you're losing a lot of orders because your price is too expensive, or what?
Yeah, the thing we realize is like that wasn't affect us much because we were very on a customized high-end part of the business.
Yeah,
But lately, of course, with the another crisis hitting the like the construction
yeah,
market,
yeah.
we're feeling that like it has just as much as we can go low to
Okay.
compete on my field.
What is,
Because the thing is, unfortunately, has not like it's not an organized field that has
Yeah.
some protection
Yeah.
that say only people who is licensed
Yeah.
um, can operate on that. So of course, sometimes you have a whole structure, you have robots, you have a quality service, you have a whole team. You
Mm.
try to use that to be behind the good service you offer. But sometimes when crisis hit, you compete with people who has less structure.
Yeah.
They will not have the same quality, but people are willing to go there because prices start to be the
Yeah.
main
Yeah.
thing. And
What what
I am feeling that right now. So we're trying to reinvent ourselves in sales,
but what is
try to
your
see.
biggest pain point right now? If you name one, the biggest, only the biggest.
Yeah, right now will be the sales because we realize not just the big clients we have has been affected. They kind of slow down. They
Yeah.
still there. They still releasing work, but they kind of holding back. They slowing
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
But also the retail part that wasn't our main focus, but we still have a quite, in some point in the past, we had like almost 50-50 retail wholesale.
Yeah.
Then we move like 80-20,
Yeah.
80% wholesale, commercial jobs, big
Yeah.
jobs. But we still have that 20% of retail, small businesses who was good because
Yeah.
generate a faster income.
Yeah.
But we almost saw after COVID that 20% of the retail disappear. And then we start to slowly disappear. We try to reinvent ourselves in sales and we start to ask where people going, where people buying.
Yeah.
So we notice,
The question is, you need to have a look into the future. Yeah. So this is,
yeah,
I know it's very hard, but let's say, for instance, e-commerce disrupted fashion industry. So I saw when I get from Sarah orders around, let's say, $6-7 million, right? So for, let's say, 6 months. So then I turn around from Sarah a lot of volume, also money because I had to pre-finance that. But I saw because of the disruption when they were looking for mistakes in the product, so they wanted to claim, right? So, and at some point, I saw that the claims were not calculable anymore, and that customers it doesn't make sense for the volume anymore. Yeah, so I moved on before they cut me. Yeah, I just moved on. I just left, let's say, Sarah with 30 million, another customer with 25 million. I transitioned into something else in more high-end customers or in other products. Yeah, to to this is how I transitioned when I see industry is changing. But I think you need to just look into the future where the opportunities are going. Yeah, because I'm not specifically from your industry. I would have to know more about that. So you need to find your new blue ocean. Yeah,
yeah, I
you
have been looking for that, like because I see a tendency of people maybe go less like a high, like a
maybe
scale and more like just really like a volume. We try to put a focus on like green products, do you know,
that's
like a,
maybe something like that, but maybe also because you have a lot of experience, maybe you have a lot of connections. Maybe you should also look into Airbnb. Maybe you just service base. You know, you don't invest money, but you use your network were
Recording
before,
in progress.
right? But I think you have to reinvent and you have to pivot. And the best way to do that is by going on to calls like this, by reading books, by going uh, um, to seminars. You need a new blue ocean for yourself. So you need to carve out your own blue ocean, right? Where like a unique positioning, but because you're not starting from zero. You have network, you have experience. You need to look into what you have, and then you look what you could do with it, where it could go. And that's not an overnight process, but you just start. You just be open to the idea. Maybe it can be something outside what I'm doing, yeah, or similar, or like a brother or sister business. Yeah. So, but just competing on price, it doesn't work. Yeah. So.
Yeah, we realize that because just as much as we can go, we don't want to go all the way to the bottom and hit ourselves.
Yeah.
So we're not trying to go in that direction. So we trying to really like see, and that's what I try to bring to my team and brainstorm with the managers. It's like okay, how we can reinvent ourselves here.
That's it. But then maybe you trigger them also. Say, hey guys, instead of worrying about the business, let's make it a habit. Watch different podcasts every day. This sounds maybe not usual practice, but believe me, new ideas can only come from other people. Every problem you have, someone else had before you and wrote a bestseller book about it. Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to always tell people. The answers doesn't lie in worrying or something. We have to look in other sources to find the answers. For instance, Bill Gates, what he's doing, he pack a bunch of books, go to his lake house, which is really minimalistic, and then he reads until the answers comes to him. Yeah. And every other person, including me, does that too. New ideas cannot come from the same problems. That's what I would do. And maybe you can do also with your team this 24 hours. If you put a time frame, often they will be more creative to give them the structure to come up with an idea maybe outside of the box. Maybe another, maybe you can ask how you could leverage the infrastructure, the connections you already have.
Yeah.
So that's something I would do if you don't want to. I mean, competing on price is not good. You already do the customer service, which is always the biggest differentiator. Yeah, and so that's the only thing I can think of, because I know if your business is connected to retail and retail is shit right now, so there is nothing much you can do on that front.
Yep. Other than continue to find a way to reinvent ourselves.
Yes, and that's
I like the idea to try to bring something to the team, because I have a reliable team. Right now, we got to the point that even if it's a small team, the people who is there, even if I'm physically there or not, if my manager have to step out for a reason, they really take things on hand. Like a very reliable people, that's pretty much everybody on the same page. Like
this is super good. This is super good.
But I needed to maybe bring the there more, like you say, into the scenario, instead of trying to think I have to bring the solution to them. well, we brainstorm with my managers, but not with the whole team, like
Whole
really got
team.
them
They
more involved.
call it FedEx overnight. FedEx overnight. So who delivers the FedEx overnight idea?
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the only thing you can do. And trust me, keep watching related podcasts. What I do is I hate marketing. I really hate marketing. Right, my brain function in innovation and doing something out of the box. And marketing is a lot of manipulation, and people try to put it in a nicer way, but in the end, is a lot of manipulating people. So that's what it is. So, but
Yeah, I don't like that idea either. Even if sometimes we need to marketing ourselves, it's funny because it's for all these 18 years, I would say more than half, we didn't even have like a sales person on the road because we're trying to market ourselves in relationship instead
but
of like to sell the idea. It's like relationships
but you can
you
put
know.
that. But Angelica, you can put that together. You can start today. You are from your personality, etc. I mean, you're Brazilian. They always have good, also often good vibes. So you can start a company podcast, or like a podcast where you just in a company talk for 1 hour with some of the people related to your business with the problems. People will connect to that, and there might be a big project manager. They say, wow, this Angelica, she seems to be real, let's connect with her. Maybe you get a new, this is if you don't want like this marketing, but you put yourself out there by just sharing your ideas. That's what I'm doing this here too, right?
Okay.
I'm going directly with my superpower and say, guys, here, I don't need to talk about what I could do. I just show it, right? And that is another thing. Every company needs to be a media company, and every company needs to be a self-development company. So this too, and if you have already a good team and you have good people, so maybe you can inspire them with that 24-hour delivery thing and make a company podcast. People connect with people. Maybe if they know you and your manager behind the scenes, you can make actually podcasts where you invite them as guests. And then maybe from your community in your city, you invite others. You would be surprised if how many customers maybe want to speak up. A podcast costs nothing. 2 microphones, one little bit equipment is nothing, but can make a big difference. And I know it's not a comfortable thought, and maybe you think like, hey, I have other problems right now, but trust me, if I would started my personal brand earlier, I would have $1 billion company by now. But I didn't, because I was same thing like you. I didn't like marketing, so I focused on big clients, blah blah blah. But then the big clients was gone. Do the disruption. Yeah, so that's what I can suggest to you. What I would do. You see, even Mark Zuckerberg, he don't want to be a weirdo anymore. Now he go on podcasts and talk live and try to do MMA and try to look like a cool kid. Even him, the most introverted weirdo on the planet, even he does that.
Okay. I like
I'm
that. I
not
like the
saying,
ideas.
yeah, I'm not saying you are weirdo. I'm just saying he is one.
No. I totally get it. I totally get it. And it's interesting you brought that up because it's another thing that I have that is not directly related to my company. I never thought how to relate it, but I have in the background because I came up to Mind Valley because I was in this like is that really what I want to do for the rest of my life? Have the stone company, how I can put more purpose either on that or find my purpose and my superpower to and a lot of things have been directing me to uh like the podcast, to speech, expose myself. And I'm
Just
not
do it.
much of a exposing person.
Just do it.
But
Just do it.
somehow, yeah, somehow I have been pushing. So it's very interesting that with this whole conversation, we end up here again.
See?
Yeah, yeah.
Just do it.
Okay. I like that. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Angelica. Good luck, yeah?
Okay. Thank
And if
you.
you need help with the blue ocean, you can reach out to me because that's what I'm focused on in my company on blue ocean strategies.
Okay. Oh, I would love to.
Yeah.
I definitely do that. Can be through the AHA group or.
Yeah. Just text me there, or you can text me separately, and then we can set up a call. No problem. Then we can go dive deeper into that specific part because there I'm only focused on creating for companies, factories, their own blue ocean.
Okay. I love that.
Every
Thank you.
company needs that. Every
Yeah.
company. That's what I'm saying. I'm just cutting to the chase. Everyone needs aha moment, but mostly they talk about in podcasts. But again, it's all about marketing. They want to keep you long in the podcast, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. But in reality, you just want your takeaway, right? And but you have to go through all that other shit until you get that takeaway. So, and I just do it reverse. I give everyone about what's important to them, and the other thing they can reach out separately.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, really having more than ever some aha moments here, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you so much, Angela.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
guys. Who's next? Who who wanna come up next, guys?
Yeah.
Can I
Hi,
come?
Tarkan.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, go for it, Farouk. I can wait.
Okay, thank you. Well, hi, Tarkan. How are you?
Good,
It was
thank you.
really
How are
nice.
you?
Yeah, I am doing great. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me here.
Yeah, sure.
So, yeah, it was really insightful, the discussion that I was listening to. So, I was a software developer almost for 5, 6 years.
Yeah,
And then almost 1 year back, I joined Mind Valley Life Coaching Certification.
yeah,
And then I understood the pain points of coaches, and I have been to other coaches community also.
yeah,
And what I noticed is that they are really struggling setting up their business funnels, the technical part of
yeah,
the set. Then I have some friends, like four friends, and we are all into the tech, like we are all into the coding and programming.
yeah,
Then we created uh, yeah then we created a little team almost 6 months back.
yeah,
Then we started reaching out to the coaches and by setting up their funnels from scratch,
yeah,
then launching it using digital marketing or a meta ad,
yeah.
and making their funnel profitable within 2 or 3 months. Okay, so using different kind of lead, also helping them niche down those kind of things. So then we got good testimonials also. So so far we did not do any marketing. We reached out to coaches, and we started giving them our services with a very nominal price, and we got a lot of experience by doing this. But right now we cannot like hire onboard more client because we are only 4 people in our team,
Yeah,
and we are all connected, like we're all friends. But now this hiring part is very new for me, and getting on board a new guy, understand. So I never did this hiring or anything. So now I'm not feeling very confident to get new guys, because if we don't increase our workforce, we cannot get on board more client or anything. We cannot even do the marketing part of ourselves. We are doing for others, but not for ourselves. So yeah, so it would be great if I get some of your insight over this
So what
hiring.
you're saying, I have too much money to earn, but I cannot hire enough hands to cash out the money. Is that correct?
Yeah, kind of. This total hiring process, I'm not feeling very confident taking on a new guy, training that guy, and
Is it?
this friendly part. Yeah.
Yeah, I think when people have that problem, and mostly this is with a lot of developers, like the technical guys, they have a lot of, I'm not saying, I'm just speaking frankly, yeah? They have a lot of conspiracy theories, and this could happen and that could happen. Forget all that shit. If you are now a full-on entrepreneur, you are not a developer, you are not a programmer. You have to switch the hat from when you program and when you set up all the strategies, you can be that. But when you put your entrepreneur's hat on, you need to look for people like in your case, probably they need to have a certain level of skills, but look more for the character. Write down, I mean, you're a marketing guy, so write down your perfect avatar, the perfect, like in marketing, write down what type of character should that person have, how you want to feel if that she or he is around you or in your team, what kind of conversations would you like to have. So all this creates, maybe you create a hiring filter, call it a hiring filter or brand filter. Okay, so, and put all the decisions through that filter. Whatever comes out here, that's the results, how you want to hire. What helps is that you have a clean process. If you put everything through the filter, then your voice and your thoughts will be clean, focused, clear. Yeah, and that's what you need to first. It's okay to have different roles in a company. Yeah, so you are a developer, a technical guy, a marketing guy, but you're also an entrepreneur now. Yeah, and if you don't think bigger, you, as you say, that's a luxurious situation to be in, right? To have so you just need to be crystal clear in what type of person you want to hire, and in that case, character is important. And you also write down for 1 week on record, write down whatever you feel comfortable, your thoughts, why you are afraid, and then you read that after 1 week, and then you will find out 80-90% is just paranoia of things which never will happen.
Correct.
Right? So switch the head to entrepreneur. So you have two roles, yeah, and make that in your mind also crystal clear. In this one role, you can be that person, but in here, you need to make different decisions. And then for different decisions, you need a different process, right? Thinking pattern. It's hard, but that's the case. Yeah. And if you can afford it, right, on a later stage, just hire head of HR.
Okay.
But if that head of HR has to really be really careful with the selection process for that one, because that will decide the rest of your company, right? And you're lucky because there is you're just 4 people in a team right now, right? So now is a good time to do this very early on with this. Bring the people together like a self-development company, right? So that they share their vision, their goals, their dreams, and then try to support them. That's a luxurious situation. To change bigger teams, and bigger means 10 plus, is already very hard to change, right? But you are now in the situation where you can build a solid foundation, how your company you want to look like and feel like on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, so that's what I would do. I would switch my head between who you are right now, and then in a hiring process, you're a full entrepreneur and you think like one, right? And if you still have this discomfort, just make a week of discomfort journaling and then read it. You will see what will be the result, and even go one step further, speak it into ChatGPT and say, hey, ChatGPT, am I paranoid, or is that real? Why I'm thinking that? Look at the answer. You will be very surprised, because ChatGPT started to growing you right now. So it's the only process you can do. You need to realize who you are right now and where you want to go, and there is a gap in between, and you cannot allow thoughts of your old version of or on that one particular part of you to decide your further growth.
Awesome, Lil. Thank you so much, Tarkan.
This
It
helped
is
you?
really eye-opening for me. Yeah, it is really
Okay.
eye-opening for me to get rid of the old version and wearing this entrepreneurship hat.
Yeah,
So
and
it
and
was
what is super cool, I mean, if I would be a technical guy, I mean, today with AI is super, no? You can make an AI avatar of you right now, right? And then maybe in 6 months with 8 pack and super cool, blah blah blah, and then super entrepreneur, and then you have that. So it makes or creates a little bit also with a wink, you know, not too serious, but you understand. Okay, I'm here, and then that's me, and here I'm an entrepreneur, so I can play these two roles. That's okay.
awesome. Can you suggest me some books or some podcast or anything
For
in
for
this stage that
for
can be helpful?
Yeah, I can suggest you the best book, fastest for what you want is one is 5 a.m. Club from Robin Sharma.
Okay.
It's not about only waking up at 5 a.m. This is a whole philosophy. That book triggered my whole journey, what I was, the person I'm today, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing the fastest, where everything is condensed, is in the Diary of CEO from Stephen Bartlett.
Yeah, I listened to his podcast also, Diary of
Yeah,
CD.
but the book
Yeah,
is super good. The Diary of
awesome.
because the 32 laws of success he goes
Yeah,
through, and you will see the pattern which keep happening to you, also to everybody. Yeah, and when you see that, some of the mistakes what he's talking about there, it cost me millions. And the mistake that I didn't fill my bucket in the right way, it cost me billions. I would have now a multi-billion-dollar company if I would have filled my bucket, which means knowledge and to apply knowledge. I didn't read a book in my life until I was 44 years old. The last 3.5 years or 4 years, I finished over 340 or 400 books.
wow.
Yeah, because that was the time I didn't work. I only focused on self-development. I thought this time will never come back, and so this is the version you see. So that two books is the fastest. One will gives you the bigger picture for and inspiration, and the other one, the 32 laws of success, it will help you too. That's what I would do.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Like
no worries.
CEO 5 Club at Sharma. Thank you so much, Tarkan. It was really awesome.
Thank you. No
Thank you.
worries. Who's next, guys? Come on, let's keep this going.
I think it's me now. Let me just turn on the camera. Can you see me, guys?
Yeah, I cannot see you.
You should be able now. Turn on the camera.
Now I see only. Yeah, now I see. Okay.
Cool. Excellent.
Yeah.
So thank you, Tarek, for this session. It's really good. So far, it's very useful. I already, I think, got the answers for 90% of my questions. So my situation is very simple. I still work for a company up until end of May, but I already announced we are getting laid off. So I'm super happy for that because finally I can do what I really want, focus on myself, my business and all the other stuff.
Yeah.
So in the last 7 months since I joined the company, I built up an application which is online education, personal growth, mindfulness, all the other stuff. I'm just finishing it. So it's like this week, next week, it will be done. So the next step, obviously, marketing, bring it into the market, all the other stuff. I do it alone. So that gave me the speed so far. Well, now what I need, instead of the speed, to turn, as you said, put on the entrepreneur hat and start to hire people. So for me, I think the key hiring will be, I just realized that now when you spoke with Farouk, is someone who is doing the operations. Because next week I will start, all this social media mastering, all the other stuff. So I can do marketing, sales, all other stuff. So that's what I used to do, like pre-sales in tech. So I'm good with that. So how do you, and the question comes here, because now I need to get, far instead of fast. How do you spot, how do you test, how do you identify that one person who can be your partner and who can take over the operation? So I even outsource all the development. I even outsource all hiring people, running the business on a daily basis. And I want to focus on the vision. I want to focus on, creating new products, new services, how to bring more value to the clients, how to create with the team, better marketing strategies, how to create new sales funnels and all the other stuff. So my question is very human focused, is how do you find that person? How do you select that? What are the character traits? I think I know because you already mentioned, write it down, what is it you are looking for in that person. So I will do that. I see my company in like 3 years from now. So last weekend I did this vivid vision from Cameron Herald. So I know where I see my business in 3 years from now. So I know where I'm heading. It's all about how to find that one person who will be aligned with my goals, with my visions, and will be like 100 or 200% same as me in the business.
Yeah, you can. That's very simple to answer. You need a co-founder. You just post on LinkedIn a crystal clear position. Position means you have to give equity.
Yeah.
Because if you want you need a person, what you just said, like who's all the way with you, and so to filter that, you need to be bold enough to make a very clear post, which means you tell them like a kind of mix of manifesto and something which will repulse anybody who is not going to do what you want to do. Repulse.
Okay.
Not attract. You need to repulse people, because I'm in the same situation. I keep posting, and my last post basically said, hey guys, if you are not a marketing savage, don't bother me, because I had so many people in calls. They're the top profiles. I'm talking top profiles. I couldn't get in my old company if I pay headhunter for those type of people. But they're in a stage of life where they want to make a change, but somehow they are not ready for the change, right? So that's a little bit tricky. So you need to be crystal clear in what you want and what you don't want, and you need to repulse the wrong people and attract the right people. Yeah, to put this in a perspective. There was I think in Simon Sinek, one of his books, there was a exhibition with a boat in the 1800s. Wait, what? in the 1800s, and they said it's unlikely you will return. There is no money you can earn. You get food, you get drinks, you get adventure, but that's it. So
I remember that story. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of the philosophy. But of course, so because whoever feels attracted to what you write, that will be the right person. Whoever is repulsed, that will be not the right person anyway.
So in short, I have to make sure that they see the vision, they see what is it we are going to build, but also I give them all the excuses to like short select themselves out if they not fit even the slightest into the picture.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's brutal, but you have to, because it's I'm so clear. My last post was almost saying, hey guys, if you're not a machine, if you're not Alex Sarmozy, Gary Vee in one person, don't apply, kind of thing. But still, that was the idea. But we just wanted to attract, and there was other people, they were attracted by the vision. When I said I want to impact more than 500 million people with what I'm doing, and there was actually some VC investors from Silicon Valley. They just attracted not only by what I'm doing, they're attracted by the vision. Okay, well, this could be interesting. Let's look deeper into it. Yeah, so don't be afraid to formulate your vivid vision. Okay.
Yeah,
and then,
I already have that.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned it. You have that because that what's his name? Harold
Cameron Harold.
Cameron Harold. I discovered him very early in my journey. I love that guy. And the book Vivid Vision helped me also a lot to create my vision. But that's the way I would do it if you need someone for operational. Yeah, but other than this, just hiring someone is very difficult, specifically in the after the pandemic. There is so many people dealing with so many personal things. It will be probably not the right step for you to take right now.
Yeah, hiring people.
Yeah, and how you do that with the just take out your phone, speak, not write, speak into ChatGPT all the things you're feeling, and then say, okay, now write me a manifesto slash repulsive slash inspirational, yeah, and then you get it.
Okay, good, excellent. The second thing, so you live in Bali now, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So, because this is an online business, the second thing I'm struggling, I live in UK, I live in the sunny Scotland, is actually sunny, but obviously I will now go to travel and all the others, so it's good. So, for online businesses, what are the best places, you know, to start the company itself? It's a very specific question. It's all about tax, all about, you know, make sure, you know, I can access online to the stuff. So I know Dubai is good. I know Estonia is good. UK is not bad, but I want to move out from here. So it's like, you know, I'm looking for, I will make mistakes. I make mistakes. That's fine. But that's how we learn. I just don't want to make, you know, the most like costly mistakes. This is one of them is operations. Other one is, you know, very hard to start a business.
If you Bali has advantages and disadvantages. In Bali, you won't find super qualified staff. Okay.
Yeah.
Many people tell you otherwise, but that's bullshit. I lived there since 7 years. There is sometimes like unicorns. I don't know, some guys from Silicon Valley, they burn out. They want to have 2-3 years in Bali or something. That's sometimes happening. Or and if there is a famous influencer, they do their own shit. Yeah, so it won't be much help to you. If you hire in locals, they are creative, but you need to really structure what you want from them. right?
Okay.
And in Dubai, I'm not a big. I mean, Dubai is good for making money and everything, but in Dubai, to for tax reason is good, and you find really good people in Dubai also for social media probably. But if you get started, I would say Bali is a viable option if you know what you want and don't expect that you will find the unicorns there. You find good people, you find bad people, but you have to have a clear structure and to guide them through what you want.
Okay.
If you want to find people who build with you the business, I doubt that.
Okay. That's fine. Probably I will just advertise it globally and let's see what can I find.
Yeah, because I advise it. I advertise, for instance, in America or Europe specifically, and then it's okay wherever they come from because as a marketing co-founder, they don't need to live with me or where you know.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Thank you. No, that was great.
Yeah.
Cheers. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
Who's the next one? Let's keep this going. Anyone want to speak up?
Arkan,
Yeah.
do you hear me? Is clear?
Yeah, no, I cannot see you. Just keep speaking. Maybe I can see it then.
No, you can see me, right?
No, no, I can see. Yeah, no, I can see. Yeah,
Yeah, already clear, yeah?
yeah, I see you.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. I'm sorry, my English is not
No
good,
problem. No problem.
so thank you. You stay in Bali because I'm from Indonesia also, but I stay
Yeah.
in Jakarta.
Okay.
So I just want to asking you to think because I tell you my background was I starting my career from the security at some mall in Jakarta in 1999, and currently I have a company in various industry like logistic, paper forwarding, and mining also, and venture capital also.
Okay.
And then yeah, my question is just only to. Am I wrong if I often invite maybe my staff, my team to my house to we doing dinner something because it is maybe too close with my employee, and then it is wrong or not because I'm afraid if I'm doing that my employees still
Yeah, I
become.
understand. I understand. It's a great question because I struggle with that specific thing many years.
Yeah.
Because I'm that person often jokes around with my people, and it's a tricky situation. So I think from inviting them to your house and everything is good, but I think you need to structure it. So let's say to give a topic. Yeah. So guys, we come together for dinner today to talk about our dreams and our visions, or we come together for dinner. I want to know more about your family. So you have, if you have specific topics which everyone can share, because I know I lived here in Indonesia a long time, nobody tells you really what they think because they are too shy. That is impolite, right? And so that's why you need to curate the stage to make them talk, to make them come out. Otherwise people come together but you will not have an effect. You will, because you're doing it probably to just be social and be good, and because no one did that for you, you want to do it for others, right? So you have a more inspirational reason. And but that is a really tricky thing, and this is all around the world the same thing. You can do, I consider myself fair, hard but fair, right? Caring, but if you ask my people from before, maybe 2 people would confirm that statement. Everyone else would say that's not the case.